And I want to go now to the former Israeli ambassador to the United States, Michael Oren. So, Ambassador, we find out about these missiles coming from that the warship was able to intercept. That this went on for 9 hours. Right? The initial thought was you have 4 missiles, they intercept them. Okay, 9 hours.
It's a serious engagement. It was my longtime assessment, and it must be other people's assessment, that if a war would break out, and Iran was the principal backer of Hamas, it actually owns and operates Palestine Islamic Jihad in Gaza, and of course Hezbollah in the north, that Yemen, under the control of the Houthi rebels, who are also back with Yemen, they would get involved in the fray. They have long-range missiles. They fired them at Saudi Arabia already. So the assumption was that they would fire at us. By the way, hold on. Shiite militias in western Iraq, that's the part of Iraq that's closest to us, they also have rockets. Chapter 2, just wait, let's see what happens. But not surprising, what is remarkable was that this USS Carney was able to intercept them. And that's not easy technologically, to intercept rockets at that rate and drones at the same time. So, hats off.
Those are mid-flight.
Hats off to the U.S. Navy.
Okay, so what happens when rockets like that, if that ship weren't there? And they come here. When you talk about your Iron Dome, what does it do? Those are much more powerful rockets than the ones that are coming in from just south of here.
They're also guided. So what's happened is we developed a system called Iron Dome with the U.S. backing, generous backing, 90% effective, which is great. The problem is if they're firing 100 rockets at you, 10 are going to get through. So no system is foolproof. We've also developed a system with the United States. It's called David Sling. It is one of the few systems in the world that can track and intercept a guided missile. Now, keep in mind how sophisticated this is, because the rockets that Hamas is firing us go up and down, and you could hit it here with Iron Dome. But if you got a rocket that's guided with a joystick, think about the interceptor. It's got to find them. No. That's what David Sling can do. It's a great system. There's one drawback. Each interceptor costs $1 million.
Every interceptor.
Every interceptor.
Right.
So it's pricey.
It changes the game in that sense. Just while you were speaking and explaining this, we did get a new picture from the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. This is of Natalie and Judith Ra'anan on the phone. We'll put it up, and we're a little bit delayed here on our return, but you can see them. They're on the phone.
That's wonderful.
Smiles. They're talking to President Biden.
That's very good. We're all heartened by it, but we want to see all of the hostages released, and we expect all the hostages released unconditionally.
And when you say expect, is that sort of the way you think things should go, or the way you think things are now directionally going? Has there been a change?
No, there's a change in the target. Hamas is going to go drip, drip, drip. Hamas is trying to earn time, and Hamas is trying to divide Israel from our allies, particularly the United States. And Secretary of State Blinken gave a great press conference tonight where he said, "This is not going to happen. We're not going to let Hamas manipulate us in this way." This kind
of idea, someone said, "Okay, they're going to put a couple hostages out every couple days and have you guys so you don't go in."
Yes. Precisely that, and they're going to do it with foreign nationals first. They're going to do it with the Americans. They'll do it with the French.
Is that how this is going to go?
But it's not going to go, according to Secretary of State Blinken, it's not going to go for us. We can't do that. We can't let Hamas hold us hostage. Why? If somehow we get bogged down in a negotiation, the hostages get released, we go back to the status quo ante of October 5th.
You have a time issue. Yeah. You've got forces there. You can't.
Definitely no. We have 360,000 troops mobilized. These are the core of our workforce. These are young women and men in their 20s and their 30s. It's our high-tech sector. It's only a limited amount of time you can keep all these people away from their homes. They're not going to work. Their families, the economy's frozen. But keep that aside. If we were to somehow reach an agreement with Hamas, and Hamas gets away scot-free with butchering, maiming, raping 1,400 of our students, Erin, who's going to live here anymore? You have children. Would you raise your children in a country like that? I mean, really, it's existential for the state of Israel. It's not a matter of negotiation. It's something we have to end the threat. We just have to.
All right. Well, Ambassador, I appreciate your time, and thank you for coming in. Of course, 2:30 in the morning here. I know you're awake. I know we hear about the war cabinet meeting.
Who can sleep?
Nobody is, which raises to your point also. Nobody can continue that forever. That's the way things have been. Something, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. All right. Well, thank you.
Good.
And